So jumping straight into one of the first things that you need to do, which is that you need to make sure that you find a successful dropshipping store that you're going to replicate. And the reason why you need to do this is because if you are able to find a seller that's managed to build a store and find the right products to sell and structure everything in the best possible way, this is going to give you a foundation that you can work from rather than guessing and trying to reinvent the wheel with a product that you think is going to do well when in reality no one's going to buy it. So there's so many different ways that you can find a successful seller. One of the ways is to go onto Google Shopping, type in any item that comes to your mind, and then from there you're going to be able to see all of these different stores. Now bear in mind, not all of them are going to be Shopify stores, so it's going to be your job to make sure that you scroll through, click on a few of them, see if it is a Shopify store, and also make sure that it's a dropshipping store. And the way that you're going to be able to do that is by scrolling down to the bottom and then double checking their shipping information. And if you can see that it's going to take between 7 days, 10 days, then most likely they're drop shipping it from China. Or a second way that you can use when it comes to finding a successful store is by signing up for a 30-day trial with AutoDS, because if you click on their marketplace, you're going to be able to see all of these different items that are currently performing well right now. But not only that, if you click into any one of these different products, you're going to be able to see a website that's currently drop shipping it right now as we speak. So this is another way that you're going to be able to use when it comes to speeding up the process, when it comes to finding a successful Shopify seller. Now, one of the next things that you need to make sure that you do once you have found a store is make sure that they're getting consistent traffic on a consistent basis. So the website that I use for this is similarweb.com, because what you can do is just copy the URL of the Shopify store, paste it in here just like this, and then from there it's going to let you know over the past 3 months if they're bringing in a consistent amount of traffic. And the reason why I do this is because let's say if they're getting around 10, 20, 30,000 clicks on their website consistently for the past 3 months, that's going to give you an indication that if you started selling similar items to them, you're also going to be able to most likely get to the point where you're going to be able to bring in a similar amount of traffic. So once you've gotten to the point where you found a store that's getting consistent traffic and they're also selling a product that you can see yourself selling to, the next thing that you need to obviously do is see if you're going to be able to source the item yourself. Now, the main suppliers that I recommend if you're a beginner that's looking to test out products is AliExpress and CJ Dropshipping. But a supplier that I've been testing out recently is AutoDS, because what you can do is filter the options just like this and click on this option, and then from here it's going to show you all of these different products that are available that you can start drop shipping, and a lot of them come with really quick shipping times. So you can use AutoDS, you can use CJ Dropshipping, AliExpress, doesn't really matter. You just need to make sure that you're going to be able to source the product that you're thinking about drop shipping. And once you have decided on one, the next thing that you need to do is sign up for a 3-month trial with Shopify. So if you use the link in my description down below, all you're going to need to pay is $3, and you're going to be able to have full access to any one of the different Shopify plans for the next 3 months. Now, this is something that I wish I had when I first started dropshipping, because I had to pay the full price for me to access Shopify for 3 months, which was around $100 and something in total. So you're definitely getting a bargain if you do use the link in my description down below. And once you do go through the process of signing up in terms of inserting your email address, giving them your name, your address, and all of that, you're then going to get to the point where you now need to start designing your store. Now, once you do get to this stage, I would recommend that you use one of the free themes. You don't necessarily need to use one of the paid themes because they all work very similar, but what you do need to make sure that you do is that when it comes to selecting any one of these free themes, depending on whatever product you decided to sell, you just need to make sure that you find one that matches the brand that you're looking to build. So let's say, for example, if I decided to use this one, if I just click on this option over here, I'm going to be in a position where I can change all of the images, all of the text, and just update it to whatever standard that I'm looking for. Now, when it comes to how long it's going to take you to design your Shopify store, it's all going to depend on your skill set. It could take you 30 minutes, 1 hour, a whole day. Again, it all depends on your skills when it comes to designing a website. But if you want to see me do a walkthrough showing you everything you need to know when it comes to designing a website from scratch as a beginner, then put in the comments down below, do the Shopify design video, and I'll get onto that ASAP. Alright, so once you fully designed your store, everything is good to go. The next thing you need to do is load the products onto your website. Now, there's 2 different ways that you can do this. You can either do it manually or you can use the automated method. Now, when it comes to doing it manually, the way that this works is that you're going to go over to your supplier's website. So let's say, for example, if you decided to use CJ Dropshipping, what you're going to do is that you're going to download all of the images by clicking on this option over here. Then what you're going to do is copy the entire description just like this, head back over to Shopify, click on add product, paste all of the information in here just like this, update all of the pricing information, and once you start generating sales, you're going to need to remember exactly which supplier that you used and which product that you're selling, especially if you start listing multiple different items. And that's one of the main reasons why I like to recommend the automated method, which involves you using AutoDS, because what you're going to be able to do is connect your Shopify store to your AutoDS account. Again, if you want to sign up for a 30-day trial with AutoDS, you're going to be able to do that by clicking the link in my description down below, because the process to connecting everything is super simple. All you need to do is click on this option over here, then make sure that you click on this one, and then all you need to do is just copy your URL of your website, paste it in here just like this, and then from there everything is going to be connected as it should be. And once it is connected, you're then going to be able to go over to any supplier that you want to use, and once you've installed the AutoDS Google Chrome extension tool, it's going to be a simple job of you clicking on this option over here and adding any product that you want to your store. And then from there, you're going to be able to go back to your AutoDS account, go to the drafts, and you're going to be able to see all of the items there. And then you're going to be able to make any necessary changes that you need to before you actually import it onto your Shopify store. But the beauty of using something like AutoDS is that, again, if you're selling multiple different items, you're not going to have to remember exactly which supplier that you're using and which product that you're selling, because whenever you make a sale, once you have set up the auto fulfillment feature in the back end of your AutoDS account, all of your orders are going to get shipped out automatically, which means that you're not going to have to sit there copy and paste in your buyer's name, your buyer's address every single time that you make a sale. So that's one of the reasons why I'd recommend AutoDS to anyone that is looking to take their dropshipping business a little bit more serious. But once your store's ready, once you finish designing it, and you've also loaded all of the products, there's a few things that you need to make sure that you cross-check before you start sending customers onto your website for them to buy the products that you are selling. For example, you need to make sure that you've clearly presented all of your different policy pages. And when I say policy pages, I'm talking about your refund policy, your terms and conditions, your privacy policy, shipping policy. All of these different pages need to be clearly shown on your website, otherwise you're going to run into issues down the line. You also need to make sure that you finalized and validated all of the different payment methods that you're planning to use on your site. Like, for example, what I tend to do is come over here and select all of these different options, because I like to give my customers a variety so that I'm not limiting myself and I'm not decreasing my conversion rate. You need to remember that the more options that you give your customers, the more likely you're going to be able to bring in more revenue. I would also recommend that you use this test option as well, because it's going to allow you to make sure 100% that you're going to be able to collect payments. The mistake a lot of beginners make is that they build a store, they start sending customers onto that store, but they don't even make sure that they're going to be able to successfully receive the money from that customer. And this is one of the most common mistakes that you need to make sure that you avoid on day one, because again, all that's going to end up happening is that you're going to reduce the amount of revenue that you're going to be able to make when you first launch your dropshipping store. Okay, so once you have cross-checked all of that and everything is good to go, the next thing that you need to do is decide on a traffic method. Now, the traffic method that I've used with majority of all of my different stores is Google Shopping ads. The main reason for this is that if you're able to find an item that people are actively searching for on Google, which is the most visited website in the entire world, all you're essentially doing is increasing your chances of you being successful. Because the way that it works is that potential customers will go onto Google, type in a specific keyword for an item that they're thinking about buying, and then from there they're going to be presented with all of these different options, and one of the options is going to be your website. But first things first, what you need to do is sign up for a Google ad account. So I would recommend that you go over to ads.google.com. This is where you're going to actually create your campaigns and things like that, but you also need to make sure that you sign up for a Google Merchant Center. This is where you need to load all of your different products so that Google are going to know exactly what type of items you're selling. And for you to successfully load all of your different products onto the Google Merchant Center, you need to sign up for an app. And the app that I use is this one over here. And I've been using it now for the past 5-6 years, and I've never ever really had an issue with it. So what this app is going to do is that it's going to connect your store to the Merchant Center. It just makes the whole process a lot more easier. And then once you've gone through that entire process and you've also been approved for a Google ad account, you're then going to be in a position where you can set up your first official shopping ad campaign. Now, of course, there's a lot that goes into setting up your first campaign, making sure that you're doing things right, as well as making sure that you're optimizing it over time. It's not necessarily a difficult thing to learn, but if you did want a more in-depth, step-by-step understanding of everything you need to know about this entire process of building your store from scratch, as well as making sure that you're setting up your Google shopping ad in the best way so that you're not wasting your daily budget, then you can visit www.shopifyproject.com, because over there what I do is walk you through the entire process of everything I needed to know for me to get to the point of making my first $1,000 per day in profit as a complete beginner. And if you want to watch another YouTube video that I made recently where I break down some other key things that you need to know when it comes to increasing your chances of being successful, when it comes to making the most money with a dropshipping business, then make sure you click the link right there. Check that out straight after this one because it's already helped out so many people and I'm sure that it's going to help you out too. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.